Hmm. How
And
old is she?
she's my age. She's
Okay.
19.
19.
Yep.
Okay. And so she just started with her tour of duty, right?
Yeah, she's been only there for 10 months, I think, or something like that.
Okay.
But
So that was so you hit it off with her well, and then also you had Alon was the tour guide.
yeah, he was the tour guide, very knowledgeable, very funny.
Okay.
He speaks really good English.
Great. Now, tell us a little bit about the itinerary. Where did you start the trip? Where did you go? What was step 2, 3, so on and so forth?
Well, I could tell you that we were all over the place because it's supposed to be the size of Jersey, so
Yeah.
you could travel through the entire state in like a day.
Right.
But I would like to go into some of the highlights.
Sure.
And
Sure.
So
Okay.
one of the highlights was Masada, and it's like a mile and a half up, mile and a half down. We woke up at 4:30 in the morning and drove down there. Blazing heat, and it's where the Jewish people made their final stand.
Mm-hmm.
And
Against the Romans.
yep, and it's just you look up at the top and you're seeing everything, and it's just I love the scenery, and so just being on top of there, it was just a great feeling.
Yes,
I
it was
loved
real. You know what happened there.
Yeah. I like the feeling when you know the history about a place and then you actually go see it. That's
Yeah.
why you hear so much about Israel and you actually go there and it's
Yeah.
even more amazing.
If you don't know what it is, it's just a rock. That's all.
But I still want to continue to learn about the country too.
Oh,
There's so
wonderful.
much I still want to know and go back and elaborate on everything.
Now, you had told me about En-Gedi. Tell us about En-Gedi and the Bedouin tents.
I love that place. It was a desert, and I rode my first camel there, which was really nice. And we were looking over at the mountains and everything when we were there, and they had us go off and think about our lives. Think about our hopes and desires, where we want to be in the future, how
Now,
things are
now
going.
before we go to that, you're in a Bedouin tent.
Mm-hmm.
Everybody's sort of like lounging around,
Yeah.
and you're eating lamb.
Yeah. It's good food. Great tea
Yeah,
too.
Yeah, wonderful tea. What kind of tea was it?
I don't even know the name of it.
But it's like the real leaf, right?
yeah.
Nana,
Yeah,
tea Nana,
That might be it.
a minty type of tea.
Yeah. A bunch of spices and I
It's
think
good for your GERD, good for your digestion. Also.
Yeah, it was the best tea you've ever had.
Wow.
That I've ever had. Anybody, you should definitely go for the tea. No, I'm just
And
kidding.
and
But-
the tents they have all these flocks of sheep and everything like that. They have cheeses and different kinds of things, products that the Bedouins produce, and they live out there. Now, you went out into the to think about your future. They sent you out and gave you an assignment. What were some of your thoughts when you were out there under the starry night,
Mhm.
out off of a Bedouin tent, right in the middle of a valley, I guess?
Yeah, and I was thinking, I'm pretty happy the way my life's going, but for the future, there's so much that I want to do, and a big part of it was based on religion, and I feel like there's so much more I could do, like going back to Israel and actually learning about what went on there and making like a step to go to services more often. I really want to do that. Just keep up with everything. Like because I'm proud of my religion. I'm proud to be Jewish. That I want to stand by that and do all I can. Help the country the best I can. Do whatever is possible.
So, you didn't have those feelings before you went?
I didn't. It's not that I didn't have those feelings, but everything just came out. Things
Okay.
that were tucked away.
Right.
Besides what I want to do, I definitely want to return to Israel.
Right.
And I love working with people too. Like that's what I want a career to be. So I don't know. Maybe international business. I don't know.
Right.
But it's just things that were running through my head.
That you feel this powerful experience here in Israel, and you want something in the future to continue to be about Israel or in Judaism.
Like a belonging sensation.
Wow.
Yeah.
Now, you were in Jerusalem, Yerushalayim. You went down to the Wailing Wall. Did some people say they have a strong feeling when they go there. Some people say they don't feel anything. Did you feel anything?
Absolutely. When I didn't know what to expect at first, because before we actually walked down there, they said, hold on everybody, I just want to say that some of you will feel nothing, and that's perfectly normal, and some of you will definitely feel something. So I didn't really know what to expect. So we went down there and I fulfilled my tefillin, and I went up, I wrote a note and everything, and I put it in the wall, and then you place your hand on the wall. And when I did that, I really got that sensation. It was overwhelming almost, because it's something that you can't even describe. You know,
Get
'cause
chills
you
up.
knew,
You got chills up and down your spine.
yeah, I mean, you knew, your ancestors, what they've been through and everything, and you really just think about that. You think of how many people have touched this wall, how many notes are in that wall, and how much of a connection it's made for everyone. And you really do feel it. Like me personally, I really felt it. It was so overwhelming. I can't even describe. I can't put it into words.
Wow. And did you go to the city of David?
Yeah,
What was that like?
I liked it. It was fun. We actually saw. We went to the underground tunnels.
Yeah, you went down there.
Yeah, that was fun.
The water tunnels.
Yeah, and some of them got really tight. And it was kind of, people are claustrophobic. Watch out. But I like that. It was completely dark, and you're walking through, and it was a lot of fun. You're trying to hold on to the person in front of you, and
It's pretty incredible the way
Yeah.
they built all those aqueducts and everything, right?
it's amazing.
Each of those stones weigh quite a bit.
It's amazing. Yeah.
I mean, people are always amazed by the pyramids, which of course are incredible, but some of these things in Israel are also pretty incredible.
Yeah. It's incredible that they don't have summer or rain for 7 months. Summer, yeah. So they have to have some sort of way, for the water and irrigation and everything.
Yeah, it's a totally different kind of a cycle, weather
Mhm.
cycle. It only rains in the winter.
Yeah.
Now you spent some time in Haifa. Did you like Haifa? What was your?
It was really beautiful. Like the beach. We stayed at a 5-star hotel there too, and there was just so much that it was just such a beautiful place. It was so different from Jerusalem. Not that Jerusalem isn't beautiful, but it was actually there was more of like an aging, to Jerusalem,
Right.
and Haifa's more
Modern.
yeah,
Mhm.
pretty much.
Brighter.
Yeah,
Not yeah.
it's
And well, yeah. And what did you see there? Did you go into any place in particular in Haifa?
it was basically just walking around, along the beaches and stuff like
Beaches.
that.
Okay.
It was near Shabbat, so we were resting that day, and it was a really nice place to rest too. Nice beaches, beautiful hotel.
That's great.
Yeah.
That's great. Now you made your way eventually down the Jordan River on a kayak.
Yeah, that was fun.
How many were you kayaking together?
Well, there were so many people there that day, but it was me and my friend Josh. We were in a kayak, and it turns into competition, racing down. Yeah, it was a lot of fun. I've never done it before. So.
It's clean. It's clean water.
Yeah, it's very clean. Yeah.
And now eventually made your way down to the Holocaust Museum, and at this point you were with your group of about 40 people, 17 from the Connecticut area and some from Arizona and New York. And how did you react to the Holocaust Museum after being in these other places?
It was. I've been to a Holocaust museum before, but this one being in Israel, it meant that much more. You're actually listening to everything that they're telling you, and you're seeing, all these pictures and artifacts and everything, and you're learning even more. And, it's just a terrible thing that happened.
Yeah.
So I feel like you should know about it. You should know everything you can. And going to that museum, you get that much more information. And, I really am glad that I went.
You feel like the Jewish people are alive and well?
Yeah. They everybody, Israel's been through so much. It's just amazing. People want them off the map. And I think that's ridiculous. And no matter how much is coming towards them, they're still holding their hands high. All of them, united.
You have the feeling that the Israelis are just not going anywhere. They're going to.
They're never going anywhere.
Staying.
They're there to stay.
Yeah.
No matter what comes their way, they're not putting their hands down. For what they've been through, it's amazing. And I back them up 100%. And I want our next president to back them up 100% too.
Right. Are you hopeful for peace? Do you think there could be peace, or do you think that?
I hope so.
Yeah.
In a perfect world, there would be no war, but that's not possible.
Right.
Maybe at a different time it could, but I really feel war is not the answer. But that's how people are surviving. By holding their guards up. In a perfect place, we could just talk about our problems, and I really hope that happens. Peace treaties and everything.
Right.
Hopefully that can work out for them.
Right.
So it's hurtful almost to just hear how many people are against them.
Right. And did you get the feeling from speaking with the Israelis that they really were eager for peace as well?
They all want it. You know, everybody, you know, they're tired of, you know, having to go fight every day. You know, there's constantly planes being shot down, you know, people that are trying to bomb Israel. And, you know, it's scary almost, because when all we hear about in the United States, you know, when you hear Israel, you hear about war and everything going on. You know, there was one point where in the desert we saw, you know, their bombs or something or mines being tested. We saw a big mushroom cloud behind us, and we all freaked out. You know, and like a common tourist, you know, you see an explosion or something, everybody grabs their cameras, you know, like,
right.
It was kind of funny.